I don't know if you heard or not, but Senator Jim Demint, a Republican from South Carolina, has been holding up the nomination of Erroll Southers to head the Transportation Security Administration because Southers will not say whether or not he will support the unionization of this group of people, which is an enormous group of people. You're talking about 200,000 people nationwide. It's huge. And he wants to unionize it. Everybody knows that. And because of that, Senator Jim Demint is holding up his nomination. And, of course, people are saying, we've got to have a head of that group. Look what happened on Christmas Day. And here, no, you're holding it up. You're slowing it down. And, of course, the answer is we'll get somebody else. This guy's not acceptable. Not only that, but they've also found that this Southers before used confidential information against his former wife's boyfriend.
Yep.
And that kind of thing.
And he got it from the FBI when he was there. Yeah,
got it from the FBI because he was at the FBI and he was able to use that information. So he abused his authority in violating somebody's privacy. Now, that should be red flag enough to say this guy isn't going to be head of the TSA, period. That's it.
Well, Obama nominates people that are controversial. None of the folks that have come forth come across where people can say, okay, that's a good choice.
Yeah,
it's like,
it is.
Did you know about this person's background?
Oh, Robert Gates, who was defense secretary under George W. Bush. Who was found by Bush. But anyway, Demint has come up because one of the answers that people come up with about what's wrong if you let them form unions, because unionization has worked fine for the Customs and Border Protection Agency. So why not the TSA? Well, he went back and came up with some cases regarding the Customs and Border Protection Agency. And this is what he found. A couple of conflicts because of unionization. Arbitration with unions over how and whether the CBP could discipline employees who fall asleep on the job. The CBP lost. The union won. They can't discipline guys who fall asleep on the job. Arbitration with the unions over whether the CBP has to negotiate with the union on how much training an officer who fails the firearm exam needs. The unions won, they lost. Arbitration over whether CBP has to negotiate with the unions on the reassignment of personnel, an issue that would certainly arise in the TSA. The CBP lost. The unions won. They no longer had control over where personnel were going to be.
No.
You do not want that kind of union authority running
security.
The TSA, the nation's security of the airlines, in the hands of the unions. I hope Jim Demint hangs in there to the very end.